What's going on, all you movie award season enthusiasts? Your two favorite cinephiles are back here for Cinephellas, and we're going to be talking about tonight the nominations for the 2023 Oscars. And we're going to be talking about our predictions for who we think, is going to take home the awards. And, we'll also be talking about maybe our, who could come and maybe steal an award or, some prize wins maybe. So we'll talk about our favorites and then maybe our, runners up.
That's right. These wild boys have loved the Oscars. It's become more political over the years, as we all know, but it's really about the film industry and what we love most, which is watching movies. I mean, taken away to another world and a great story, great characters, and what brings us to this award show every year. And we usually do this here on our YouTube page and our website and share our predictions. So this is going to be yet another great year where we saw most of the movies, not every single one, but most of them. And we're going to share, some of the categories and our predictions who's going to win. So as you guys know out there, I'm a huge visual effects guy, always talking about all 1,000 of our reviews, talking about practical and visual effects. I love it, the way things look. This is just who I am as a person. So that's the first category. A lot of great nominees for films like All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun Maverick. So 5 solid choices here. But which one would I go with? Ooh, probably Top Gun Maverick. And just the way that movie looked was absolutely beautiful. My favorite movie of the year, anyways. Obviously, I have Avatar that's just made on visual effects and nothing more, but Top Gun Maverick for me.
I'd have to agree with you for that one. The only movie that I didn't see out of those was All Quiet on the Western Front. I think that's a Netflix movie, so I'll have to catch up on that. But just going by these films and all looked great. I'd have to agree. They took chances with Top Gun Maverick. Filming it, all the effects. Actually risking their lives by boarding these dangerous aircrafts and being out in the middle of the water on an aircraft carrier. Tons of things can go wrong. It's amazing that nobody got seriously hurt
Or killed.
trying to capture this stuff. So just for that alone, I'll go with Top Gun Maverick for that too. Runner up. What would I say for this? Visual effects. I'd probably say runner up Avatar, just because, like you mentioned, it's all green screen stuff, but it's the latest and greatest CGI. Basically, it doesn't get any better than James Cameron. He's always pushing the bar. Pushing the bar forward. It just so happens they're all Avatar films, but you can't deny that he's always introducing new ways of filming things. And, Avatar being this time going under the water and finding new ways to capture that and kind of making it look awesome. But yes, definitely agree with you. Top Gun Maverick's my pick for Academy Award for Best Visual Effects.
Good choice, my friends. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, coming up here when the award show will be. The next category that really caught my eye, I'm also interested in seeing who the winner is sound. Also huge, and sound, score, music, everything is who we are here at Cinephellas, music lovers in general. But the sound category is pretty much all the same as the last movie. The only difference is we have Elvis. Elvis is the other movie, and All Quiet on the Western Front, Batman, Top Gun Maverick, and Avatar. What would you pick, my friend? Best
For
sound.
Best Sound. That can be interpreted a lot of different ways. For this one, just going by those for the sound, I'd have to go with Elvis, just recreating all his big hits and being a Baz Luhrmann film. Not only is it visually grand, but you also have to have the music too. And he's known for his huge musical moments in the film. Performance wise, from Austin Butler, he sounded great as Elvis. So just going by my initial feeling, I think Elvis would take home best sound. But there's other films there, and each of them, lend themselves to the big, blockbuster extravaganzas with sound effects too. So I could see one of those other ones making it too, but I'll go with Elvis.
That was my choice too. And then runner up would be the Batman. I think it was Hans Zimmer that did the Batman. So,
Yeah, great theme.
sound is going to be amazing, which it
Yeah.
was in the movie. It really captured the whole dark Halloween feel they had for the Batman. Just really dark overtone. And it's really portrayed beautifully in the sound. So that would have been my second pick. But Elvis for sure, obviously, for all the reasons you stated. So that would be our choice for sound. We'll have to wait and see. Another category here, production design, which is also another thing that these Cinephellas boys always look at when we're reviewing films. All pretty much same, Avatar, All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fablemans, Spielberg's newest flick. I would have to go with The Fablemans because I love that movie and the way it's set up. It captured the time period perfectly, the clothing, everything about the movie. I haven't seen Babylon yet. It's next up on the list. So I can't pick that as my winner because I haven't seen it, but from the trailer, it looked obviously amazing.
I'd have to agree with you here too. We're going to be watching Babylon soon, but yes, just thinking about what Steven Spielberg did with the Fablemans, going back to his childhood and capturing that era, and the production on that's amazing. Of course, it's a Spielberg film, but just recreating all the things that he went through as a young man, going in the early time periods of the 50s and the 60s, dealing with his parents, showing that world. Like he really made it a close personal film with him and his family, but he really, as he always does with his films, make it like grand in scope, really big, and uses everything that he can in his productions to make everything look really awesome and great. And yeah, I loved everything about the Fablemans. I'd have to agree with you there. But like we mentioned, yeah, Babylon looks like it also captures, the 20s and 30s in a real grand way. So I can see that maybe sneaking up here too on the list. But just going by what I saw and what we saw, I'm gonna have to go with the Fablemans for that one.
Yep, definitely. The next one I had on the list here, film editing. Choices here are Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is we reviewed and everybody's been talking about that film. Tar with Kate Blanchett, if that's how you pronounce it. Top Gun Maverick. Again, film editing. Whew, probably Everything Everywhere All at Once. Obviously, that movie's very trippy and beautiful at the same time, and it's like the multiverse, and it's cut beautifully. It's just a very clean looking flick. So that'd be my pick.
Yeah, that's a strong pick. That's what I was thinking initially too, because that film, there's so much going on with it. Editing definitely, that's a lot to edit to make run together and make everything make sense with everything going on with the multiverse. So yeah, I agree with you there. I haven't seen Tar yet. Heard it's great with Kate Blanchett. We should review that too. That's another one that we haven't seen. But I also liked Banshees of Inisherin for this one too. The editing on it just flows so well, just goes together and fits together for this, low key kind of film that follows basically these two guys, but just the way it's edited, it just flows really nicely. The movie flies by. It doesn't feel like it's as long as it was. It really feels like a 30-minute thing you're watching, but you're watching it just goes together so well. So it has everything to do with editing. So I'd go with that for my runner up, Banshees of Inisherin.
Another category here, costume design. Babylon, Black Panther, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, which is a beautiful looking movie. But costume design, that's a tough one. What would you go with?
Costume design. Yeah, that's a tough one. All those were really good, really, really solid. For that one, again, I'd probably just going by what I've seen, I'd have to go with Elvis, the look of it, everything. Just,
Yeah, the
the Elvis
jumpsuits.
costumes himself. Yeah, the jumpsuits, the flash, the shine, the way that the camera hits all the suits and catches all the sequins and the flash and everything about it. So, yeah, Elvis would be my choice for this. But so many good choices for this. Babylon looks stupendous. All these could be winners for sure.
Yeah, from like the 1950s Elvis when he's young and up and coming, and then to the 70s version from Las Vegas where he's all bloated and old with the
Yeah,
jumpsuits.
yeah.
The costume design was cool. They did a really great job. That'd be my pick. So I'm pretty confident that one will win, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited to see that one. So the next one, animated feature film.
Okay.
Nominees are going to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. So obviously my pick is going to be with Pinocchio that we just reviewed on Netflix. So it's such a great feel good movie done in such a great way, a modern take on it, and the eyes of Guillermo del Toro, just eerie and unique and something that really draws you in. And just animation across the board is beautiful and one of the best parts of the movie.
The stop motion animation in that movie is phenomenal. Everything associated with that movie, that definitely should win for best animated feature, without a doubt. What they did with that movie was amazing. Turning a, beloved fairy tale and doing something different with it, where Robert Zemeckis went his way with, CGI and all that, and it just didn't have any heart to it, to the totally, amazing stop motion animation that Guillermo del Toro did with Mark Gustafson, Gary Unger, and Alex Polkey. That's definitely my pick for animation. Love that movie, and it definitely deserves to win, and I think it will win.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's what I think as well. Category I have up on my list here for the Oscars 2023, actress in a supporting role. So there's a lot of good candidates here, nominees here. We got Angela Bassett, Black Panther, Hong Chow from The Whale, Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis, never heard of her before. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. She was great in that. And Stephanie Sue, that's how you pronounce it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is the last nominee there. So who's going to be the winner? I'm going to go with Carrie Condon from The Banshees of Inisherin. I thought she was fantastic in that movie. She was played very good off of Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. She was really great in that movie.
Yes, going by what I've seen, haven't seen The Whale yet, but yes, I would say Carrie Condon. But my dark horse, winner that could take this role would be Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. She carried that movie. She had to carry that movie. Chadwick Boseman passed away, so really the focus was on her, and it was a powerful performance. She wore the weight of losing Chadwick and her character, and it was a really great performance. And I could see her pulling it off. But yeah, I loved Carrie Condon's performance in The Banshees of Inisherin, but I also loved Aunt Jamie Lee and definitely Stephanie Sue. All amazing. This one's a tough one, and I've heard The Whale, Hong Chau's performance is awesome too. So this one will be a tough one, but my favorite, Carrie Condon.
Good choice. I think we both love that movie. It's so good.
Yeah.
One of those movies, we reviewed. I want to rewatch it before the award ceremony. The next category, actress in a leading role. So this is going to be a fun one as well. Nominees: Kate Blanchett, Tar, Anna de Armas, Blonde, Andrea Riseborough, To Leslie, Michelle Williams, The Fablemans, and then Michelle Yeoh. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I meant Michelle Yeoh. It's going to be my pick. She was just amazing. Even though the other nominees were good, I thought she just really carried that movie.
I'm going to agree with you on this one too. I think it's a lock for her at this point. The only other one that I could see overtaking her momentum would be Michelle Williams, just because, The Fablemans has picked up as more people got to see it. But yeah, I think it definitely has to be Michelle Yeoh. She knocked it out of the park. The other performances were great. I've heard Anna de Armas's performance is great. The movie's not so good. And Kate Blanchett, she's always amazing. But I think this is definitely Michelle Yeoh's to lose, basically, at this point.
I don't know. There's some good nominees there. It might be a upset there, but our choices, that's what it is. So next up for our list or categories, actor in a supporting role. A lot of good ones. Same movies we've talked about in the others. Banshees and Inisherin, Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan, Brian Tyree Henry and Causeway, Judd Hirsch and The Fablemans, Ke Huy Quan, my man, Data from the Goonies, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And of course, I'm going to go with that because he was also fucking amazing in that movie. We haven't seen that guy act in 20, 30 years, long time. Returning and just, yeah, he's worked behind the camera, but being on camera finally. And he was so good in that. That would be my choice.
He's definitely got the momentum for sure. My favorite performance is a toss up between his and Barry Keoghan's in The Banshees of Inisherin. That one scene with Barry Keoghan really showed me a lot from Barry. That was a hell of a scene there towards the end of the film. And then you have Brendan Gleeson, of course. He's always great. Brian Tyree Henry, he's been killing it. And Judd Hirsch is good. So for me, that's a tough one. But Ke Huy Quan is going to take this one. But my second favorite was Barry Keoghan's.
Barry Keoghan, yeah, another actor that's really popping up in a lot of stuff and really deserved because I've loved him from a Killing of a Sacred Deer, which was Colin Farrell as well, A24 flick, amazing. he just keeps getting better and better. But that's gonna be a tough one. But I'm gonna go with my man from Everything Everywhere All at Once. We never know, might be an upset. And then coming down to one of the last categories that we have here for the Oscars 2023, actor in a leading role. And God damn it, there's a lot of good categories, a lot of good actors.
Yeah.
Up here, Austin Butler from Elvis, we love. Colin Farrell, Banshees and Nisharan. Brendan Fraser, everybody's talking about, been buzzing around all the film festivals, and everybody's pulling for this guy, including us. From The Whale, Brendan Fraser, Paul Mescal in After Sun, and Bill Nighy in Living. Fuck, I'll let you pick this one.
Uh, well, I haven't even seen the film The Whale, but I think Brendan's got this locked up. I heard great things about his performance, and this is saying something with this group of actors. It's a hell of a performance that I can't wait to see. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Brendan Fraser. Not even seeing his performance, but I think he's got the momentum, and it's kind of his award at this point. My runner-up, man, this is tough. Austin Butler, terrific performance that we both loved, and Colin Farrell in the Banshees was great too. Oof. But yes, I'm gonna go with Brendan Fraser. Runner-up, I'll say Colin Farrell.
I'd have to go with you. Same exact thoughts here. I think Brendan's going to finally rack it, bring it home. He can bring home the Oscar. He's been MIA for a bit, and everybody's pulling for him and making sure he gets back in the industry and deserve because he's a good dude and heard nothing but great things about this movie. I'm very excited to see it. I wish it was playing locally, which it hasn't, and and I hopefully he wins. And then my other choice would have been Colin Farrell. So it might be an upset. You never know. Could be somebody we didn't pick here. So it's going to be interesting. But those are our picks for actor in a leading role. And then we're going to go down to a few other categories. And directing, the next category, directing, also another category that we love here at Cinephellas. We're always talking about directors, nominees, Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonough, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Fablemans, obviously Steven Spielberg, Tar, Todd Field, Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund. So I know what my choice would be out of these. Martin McDonough directing. That's my choice. I love that movie. We've already been talking about it quite a bit, but I thought the directing in that movie was amazing.
My favorite, Martin McDonough for sure. That's who I would pick. But I think who will be picked will be Steven Spielberg for the Fablemans. I have a feeling that the Academy Awards loves doing this every year. Sometimes they haven't shown love to a director or actor in the past, and they kind of try to make it right. They give them the Academy Award. So I just have a feeling that Steven Spielberg is going to get the Academy Award for directing the Fablemans this year. That being said, my favorite was Martin McDonough for the Banshees. So I think that Steven Spielberg is going to come home with it, but you never know. None of these we don't know. Nothing's a lock. There's always surprises. But yeah, my gut just has a feeling that they're going to give it to Steven this year.
Oh, Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to see who they announce for that. Might be a surprise there. Next category I had up here on my list is writing original screenplay. We always love those wild dreamers and those wild writers.
Yes.
The nominees for writing original screenplay: The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonough, once again, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, Fablemans, Uncle Stephen, and Tony Kushner, Tar, written by Todd Field, and Triangle of Sadness, again, Ruben Östlund. So my choice would be for original screenplay. I'd probably go with Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert from Everything Everywhere. That was very original. I loved it. Love the story.
I'm agreeing with you. The Brothers Daniel, that's the most,
Brothers
original,
Daniel. Yep.
original and inventive, movie and screenplay that we've seen. Out of all those great movies, that one was the one that was like, wow, did something special there, something that hadn't been done before, was able to make everything, make sense, out of the multiverse and what was going on in that movie. So yeah, I'd have to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I think that that's a lock at this point. I think that they're pretty much a lock for that movie
for sure. And coming down to our final category, and probably the most important category of the night for the Oscars, Best Picture. A lot of great films. Me and this guy and the rest of the crew talked about last year in 2022. A lot of really original ideas, stories, great performances across the board, and a lot of great aspects about it. But Best Picture. So the nominees: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water. I'm assuming is your favorite. Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, and Triangle of Sadness. So the winner is for Best Picture. All nervous.
Right.
Oh shit! Yeah, drop it. Drop the award. Oh
uh,
man, best. I mean, my best picture, I think, is obvious. Top Gun Maverick. I thought that movie, full scope of it, was beautiful and massive, and they just did everything. They put so much into that movie, making it for so long. 30 some years later, and putting actors in role planes and having them fly and risk their lives. And Tom Cruise is fucking nuts. And they kept it true to the original movie, but a more modern take and look to it at the same time. And it was really paid off. I was really blown away by this movie, literally in the movie theater, sound, everything about it. So that would be my pick for Best Picture.
it really saved movies, after the
Yeah.
COVID pandemic hit the theater so hard. It was the big movie that they were holding on to. They didn't want to release it to streaming. They wanted to save it for the theatrical experience. And man, it got crowds out there. It broke records and it delivered in every way. It had the emotion, it had the impact, it had everybody involved hearts in it. Nobody felt like a wasted character, no matter how much screen time they had. Everybody gave it their all. They went through school to do this. The way it was shot, making it look realistic, and just the story and paying homage to the original. It still had the cheese. It still had the blockbuster effect. It had everything. And that's what you want in the best picture, really. And there's a lot of great films in this list, but Top Gun Maverick had it all this year. So that's my pick too, my friend. And it's going to be awesome to see that if that wins, if Top Gun Maverick wins.
It won't win.
That'll be something.
It won't win. But
Yeah,
hey,
probably
that's
not.
our pick.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be Banshees. I guarantee it's gonna be Banshees.
Sure.
I
Yeah. And I
think.
can understand that. But yeah, my heart
Yeah.
says give it to the one that had
But
everything.
if we picked and wrote in the envelope there, it'll just say Top Gun Maverick.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
So those are our choices for all the categories in the Oscar 2023 95th Academy Awards. That's going to be coming up here in March 12th on ABC. So we'll be back after that to talk about that, share our thoughts, maybe on the podcast or something. But those are predictions from the upcoming Academy Awards, and we're interested, per usual, from hearing from all you guys out there. What are some of your predictions? Who's going to win Best Directing, Best Picture? Just let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe.
Subscribe.
Also, check out these wild Oscar nominees on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
Another thing I can't wait to find out is who is Will Smith going to slap this year? There's a lot of interesting nominees, a lot of awesome films that we love this year. So we'll be tuning in to find out who wins. There's always political statements and stuff like that, but this year it's all about the movies. Can't wait to see some of these rack up some wins and see the emotions on the actors, especially like Brendan Fraser, Ki Hoi Kwan, Michelle Yeoh. These people have been in the industry for so long and, have been overlooked. It's going to be really awesome to see them take home an award and be recognized for their contributions to cinema. We don't care about all the politics and stuff like that, all the tabloid crap. We just want to watch some of these films get some love, the ones that we love, see everybody, happy and, feel like they put in some good work for this past year of movies.
Enjoying the fruits of their labor is what you're trying to get at their sport.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what it is. They wear their tuxedos or nice dresses, they dress up, they get lit, and they go up there and slur their speech for everybody to see live on TV. And that's what we really love here. We're seeing all the drunk celebrities accepting awards, pulling for Brendan Fraser and the rest of, the people we're talking about in this. And it's going to be interesting. That's going to be coming up here in about a month. So we'll be back to talk about the winners after that takes place. So hopefully you all enjoyed this Oscar 2023 predictions video. We got plenty more videos coming out right here in our YouTube channel. Me and this guy reviewed Infinity Pool. We got some more interviews and more TV reviews as well coming your way very shortly.
So until the next Oscar 2023 video, these two wild hooligans are out to go watch a couple more of these films that we didn't watch yet. Till the next time, cheers! Money.